चालू हो गया। थैंक यू।
Kiran has a whole set on his other side.
You watch any TV series? Like series?
Some stupid programs, Grey's Anatomy, Fire and some stand-up comedies.
You should talk to this email person, Rajni Kumari. She has some direction on this. Rajni. Intern.
Yes.
When you are going to distribute the prices
For
the red and white day? Yes.
What they're going to do is they're going to pin up your shirt on a wall.
Okay.
And they will do it with you.
Will I be inside the shirt?
you will be crucified.
Okay, he will give.
Nazara asked me a question in email yesterday. That is the entire plan.
Yesterday was the thing.
I said no, no, asking me a question.
She is trying to convince me.
I agree with you.
Better.
Hey, so you got my email, right, about this leadership workshop or something?
Yes. Of
So
course,
that,
I got that.
I'm trying to keep it on 22nd of November.
Second up?
22nd of November. Because he's not there from last week of November till December.
We'll be available. He would be coming today, right? That guy, Nagraj Naidu, and that guy.
21st will come over here, look at the custom.
Okay.
22nd will have that.
Sir, please try to accommodate us.
I'll send a thing to people and see what happens.
Okay.
I don't know what's. We have a limited seat, so I don't know. Guess over here.
Because I'm not sure about tomorrow, so but I'm really glad to attend that session. Maybe we'll reach up with journalist, the journalist in us.
You can actually go to rickshaw driver, rickshaw wala guy. You will take some money from him, like not rickshaw, mountain bike.
And then we can celebrate food also.
Right of trying it that at office. So trying it at office. More opportunities.
You go to men's room and take some pictures and black people over.
You can go to this and take pictures. That's easier.
I was telling Sujata, in this photograph,
Yeah,
the
you
four
should
people,
price to
the four people on the right are already gone. Now, three are still. Scared tomorrow. Okay. Guys, what I was thinking was, instead of staying here in airport, what we can do is we can introduce ourselves. Okay, what do we do, and what are you looking forward to? What do you want to learn from this session? Okay, that also helps the speaker. So, we start.
My name is Rutvik. I used to work for a private company. Rutvik. Yeah. I used to work for a private company in Goregaon. I quit my job a couple of days back, and I'm learning new things like node.js and everything. So this session I'm new, so you know what to expect from a session like this. I mean, not actually a new because I learned Express.js a couple of days back, and I'm like trying out something of my own using it. This session matters well.
Okay.
I'm working for architecture. Just don't know about the
You are just the basics of it. I'll help you with this, otherwise, children will get tangled inside this whole speech. There you go. This is a basic session, but there's a key takeaway at the end, and I'll let the speakers talk about it. Okay.
I am working with JP Morgan for the last 9 years, and working in Java with the market. So I'm trying to learn new system more about happening. So I'm pretty new to the just so I'm trying to learn where and how and where to do it.
I don't know about the node.js. I just heard about the node.js from my seniors, and you will need to attend this seminar. Basic concept, and I would like to know the node.js, and I would like to know the new technology with the node.js.
Sure. So,
Yeah.
So, they are talking a bit about the ecosystem also. That's it.
This is Yuvraj. I have been working with students for 5 years, and what I do, I came in.
So you will tell what you expecting from this session.
Yeah. So basic introduction and where else we can use node.js.
My name is Rahul. I'm working with Synergy since the last 5 years. I'm expecting from this session some of the server side and client side
There's people over here because see what happens is people come up with things. So instead of getting bored or doing this, then people introduce themselves and let them tell about what they expect from the session. So what happens is automatically have speakers over here. Okay. So I just want you guys to introduce yourself and talk about what you expect.
My name is Yuvraj. I'm expecting again. I heard about a lot about node.js. So I was expecting what our innovations, what features can provide by this technology for handling a lot of data, client services.
My name is Michael. I'm still expecting how we can implement where we can implement
What do gentlemen over here?
My name is Suman. I'm from Bentley Systems in Kolkata. I'm a global VP to Node.js and also to work with.
Okay. I'm not sure if I teach everywhere with this, but what you're doing, sir, is you're trying to ask just people to introduce themselves and what their expectations from this.
Hi, my name is Dilip Dharma. I'm listed at two product companies in Pune, and we concentrate in a new product in internet space, and we will be
I'm trying to understand more about what are the various frameworks that are written on Node.js, and what are the existing case studies. For example, LinkedIn announced a couple of months back that only they got about they could get away with about 40 servers and they're running only 8 servers. So what was the real architecture that it has to do? So what are some of the live case studies?
So live case will be a bit difficult, but we will talk a bit about them because what happens is very difficult to get a hands on people who actually implemented everything of this. We have to get somebody from LinkedIn only to talk about them. So, what do you mean?
I am myself Bhavin. Right now I'm fresher and just wanted to know about Node.js because I just know that it's a server-side scripting that you can do with JavaScript. So wanted to know and particular applications.
This is Madhura and working with journalists since last 1 year. I'm interested in basics of Node.js and its applications and so the advantages of all the
Once we're done with these guys, we'll begin with the session because I think we got enough audience to start.
Hi, my name is Hussein. I work at Screen Magic Mobile Media. I don't know anything about Node.js, but I regularly attend your sessions.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I am Ganesh from Screen Magic. I just wanted to know the basic and how to get started with Node.js. So you can actually give me
I myself Asmita Mahame and also Magic. And I just go through Node.js and learn more about Node.js. So want to know how to implement it and what are the new innovations.
Sure. So this gives a great introduction of what kind of audience we have. So looks like more people who are talking about basics of Node.js, which fits in very rightly. There is a key takeaway at the end. I'll let the speakers talk about. So we want it to be informal. I'll let the speakers introduce themselves. So why don't you guys introduce yourself first, and then just take off from there.
Hey, hi everyone. Myself Alok Goha and here I'm working as a senior software engineer with here by the Synergy Software Private Limited. I got just around 7 years of experience and I have touched almost each and every vertical of this related technology. And here we will try to find out some of more solution inside the node.js.
So I am Hussain and I also work with Synergy as a senior software developer. So I having around 7 years of experience working in various technologies and more or less I'm a polyglot programmer exploring various technologies and various programming paradigms. So I guess shall we begin then?
Yes.
Okay, so couple of things. Like Node.js is all about the JavaScript being used at the server side. So can we just have a small poll over here? How many people are comfortable with JavaScript or at least have a basic understanding of JavaScript? I guess all of us are pretty comfortable with JavaScript. But other we could have a small timer of let's say around 5 minutes. Or
Just a refreshment of the JavaScript is that how and where we are going to use it, what are the basic types.
JavaScript is a very loosely typed language. JavaScript is a pretty loosely typed language. We don't have any strong types over here like we used to have stereotypical languages, Java, C++ and all. So over here everything is an object. Now the representation of an object is pretty simple. Anything you enclose it in curly braces becomes an object literally. It is as well as an object. When you used to prepare a list of kind of something like that, so you are having a base. So anything you enclose in between the square brackets, it becomes an array that you are doing. And then here the basic advantage why we prefer to use JavaScript is that the JavaScript provides functions also as the basic types. The
this provides us a bit of flexibility and an advantage when we use it for a platform like node.js. We'll just quickly see. So I think we should switch back to this node.js. That would be a simple example over here. One more thing to be noted is the JavaScript object notation. So whenever we need to communicate in JavaScript between be it a client-server communication or internal representation of data, so we are having the JavaScript object notation developer. So it's a very simple sort of notation without any schema and types being defined. Here what we intend to do is just provide the data in a associative array format. Like you can see over here, everything is a key value pair. So when we do say that this variable country data, basically it represents just an object. And with this object is having a key value pair, various key value pairs. For example, the type says that type represents countries, and it's merely a scalar. And when it comes to data, so data is basically an array of various objects again. So in this way, we can have a nested hierarchy of objects in JavaScript very easily. And it's a very preferred notation because this is pretty lightweight, as you don't have any associated types and those information which makes the representation heavy. For example, an XML schema, so you need to communicate the types also, that what field and attributes and elements to represent what. Here you are getting rid of it because JavaScript itself is usually like, and again you don't carry those products. Okay, then we will move on to Node.js.
Any questions? Any on this?
Okay, so we will start with the key takeaways. So the important thing over here is that we want to burst the myth around the JavaScript that it could be used merely as a language for the browser. Because so far, for so many years, we have seen lots of JavaScript frameworks. Could anyone help me figure out a few of the frameworks which we use on the browser side? Yeah, JPEG, the release. Apart from Center.
Yeah. TechNextPune Center.
Copy.js is also. So what we would see is there is a flood of frameworks on the client side, but nothing is much happening on the server side. So what is the buzz around this Node.js? We will just have a look into it. Another key takeaway would be like what I just said, that bringing the JavaScript to the server side, because JavaScript is something which is really easy to program. Because JavaScript gets rid of you from bringing in all those type related information and those things, which really makes the things heavy. And also one of the key takeaways would be introduction to a complete JavaScript ecosystem. We are trying to build an application which involves a lot of cloud services and authentication services and all those things. We will just have a look at it. So in this way, we will try to introduce you to a JavaScript ecosystem where everything is in JavaScript. Be it your server side things, your client side things, your DB, and everything. And last thing, we would like to have takeaway for us that we would seek participation from you guys who are interested in contribution to the open source project which we are going to develop with the JavaScript ecosystem. So this slide says something about the Node.js industry, that a lot of buzzing things are happening around. So the key contributors are like Microsoft and eBay, Node.js and NodeForm. And apart from it, there are many companies which are using Node.js, particularly LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has altogether refactored their mobile server platform to be used for and they are just using Node.js to program it now. So this is a small glimpse of the JavaScript ecosystem which we would like to achieve, because the primary thing is that we would be using JavaScript everywhere. Be it a client-side things, we will definitely use for the single-page JavaScript applications, the rich internet applications. And then we would be having the scalable and efficient servers being written in Node.js on the server side. We would be having the map reduce algorithms for MongoDB. So here the idea is to dedicate the persistence task to the NoSQL database, because this particularly the MongoDB that offers this map reduce algorithms in JavaScript. So again, you are having the JavaScript at your not only at your backend but also at your database end. Apart from it, we would use for scripting purposes as well, because there are lots of things which we need to automate, and for that we use a variety of scripting languages like Perl, Python. So even Node.js could provide a good alternative to that, those data center application things. Now I let us know.
Yes, so a lot of big things we talked about the Node.js. Node.js is this, Node.js is what. Now we should come on to the grounds. What is Node.js and how we can implement it out. So it is the same screenshot we got from the Node.js website. And you can just read it. Node.js is a platform built on the Chrome's JavaScript engine, that's V8. And that V8 is responsible for the fastness of the Chrome. We just say that Chrome is the fastest browser available. So why? Because of it is powered by the V8. It is for easily building fast. We can build fast application, but what about the easiness? What about the feasibility of implementation? So it is for easily building fast, scalable network application. Node.js use an event-driven. Most important point. We need to think in terms of the events, whatever is going on. So you may ask here that what is an event? Whatever changes, if something is into the static state, if it is changed, it is an event. So in the Node.js, we will see that each and everything we will consider as an event. It follows non-blocking model. Definitely we are going to see the same things later. That makes it very lightweight and of course very efficient. That is perfect for the data execution. Means if you are having a large scale of data and you want to just communicate with it onto real time across the devices, across your distributed platforms. Right now, Node.js gives you 0.8.14. And now I just want to ask you, you have seen all those things. If you are not understanding just dictionary meaning or means that real-time meaning of the term here, so just you can ask me any other term, or because hereby I just talked only the big words. Afterwards we will go on grounds. So how it looks good. So you must be excited for the how we can code in the Node.js, right? So let's go to the next slide. So we are talking once here again about the Node.js. So what is the big thing about the V8? What V8 just actually does? So V8 is for big power Google Chrome, and it just translates JavaScript code into that assembly code, irrespective of the platform. How Node.js is different from the other languages. First of all, I just talked about the non-blocking I/O. We are definitely going to understand it. Has anyone having any of that idea that what is non-blocking? If we talk about any of that blocking I/O, and if I say same thing, unblocking I/O. Anyone knows? Yeah, please.
Like for the situation like we are querying for some service or some data from some other server.
Okay.
And we have to wait for the all time to return and processing to be data on processing the two on that data. So that is kind of blocking for that time.
So means you are waiting for something.
Yeah.
You are blocked for something.
Yeah.
Yes. And what you can think if I say you won't be blocked. You would be blocking.
Yeah, for that scenario, I compare it for JavaScript like in Ajax you need not to wait for the server call time.
Okay.
The UI can still go on, and whenever the data comes back, you can show it like that.
In Ajax actually it is not seems that you are waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course you are waiting for the response, right?
Like,
Anyone want to correct me on this? Okay, thank you. Thanks for your inputs. So we are talking about the non-blocking I/O and big word single threaded. In the all those multi-threaded some framework, this block, say, we are talking about a single thread. And it is having inbuilt band-based approach because it is built up onto the JavaScript in itself. The father of node.js, you can say it is the JavaScript. So in the JavaScript, we are talking about only the events. Whatever is changing, we are just capturing. So now the time is to just write down some codes. So hereby we are going to show you, we will just write a simple hello world program with the simple words, and the second we are going to write an HTTP server. Because if you go in the Java codes, you have to install Eclipse, Tomcat, deploy a var, keep it into Tomcat, then see that how it is going to respond, right? So we will do the same thing here, but in a very easy steps. Just give me a moment. So it is simple JavaScript. Here I am talking about variable A is equal to 1, 2, 3, B is equal to 4, 5, 6, and then in the C I am just adding it, right? And console.log is just used to print the output. Is it fine with everyone? Second, I am just writing a simple function which is the class object. Function print hello, and I am doing the same operation. Afterwards, what I am doing, I am just setting up a just particular time. Here after 2000 seconds, my print hello would get formed, right? Let's say how to run it down. So, just to execute any of the code onto Node.js, we will type node. Of course, you have to install the Node.js first. And the node first script.js. That's it. You're done. Now my output is 579, which is the addition of it, and the hello meter, which get printed just after 2 seconds. Right? We will go in the code once. Again, what we did, we just actioned 2 numbers and we just printed on the console. And after 2 seconds, we called the same function which name as the print hello, and we hereby printed it. Let's run it once again to understand more. 579 and the hello meter. Right? So is it very hard or very easy? How it sounds to you? Easy? Very easy. You just know it, right? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let's move to the second slide. The second program. HTTP server. First of all, I want to know what do you mean by the HTTP server? What is the HTTP server?
It's a web protocol.
Okay.
Hypertext transfer protocol to notify URL and
Okay. Anyone else wants to put?
Can you have the questions? If you didn't on the mic, none of us can hear it. So yeah, it will be interesting questions.
Yes. Hereby I want to know what is HTTP server. That's it.
as far as I know, HTTP is a protocol.
Just wait. Yeah.
HTTP is a protocol, hypertext transfer protocol to parse the web pages and show them to user.
Okay.
Or open the websites.
Anyone else? Sir. Now we are going to have the word from the experts, what they are saying.
Experts, everyone is expert. HTTP server is basically a server-side program which is capable of intercepting some requests primarily on the HTTP protocol, able to take some request, process it, and give some output back primarily in HTML form. Perfect.
So we are going to put some of the server across, we are going to put the codes there, and afterwards code will compile, then code will execute, then we will request it out. Something you may think into that way, that you will write some of the codes in the JavaScript and your HTTP server would be ready. How? So very simple node code. Very simple node code. Here what I am asking, I am just requiring the HTTP module of it, and I am just adding a server here. HTTP.create the server. Afterwards we go on that side. In that, of course, if you are talking about any of the server, it has to be on a port, right? It has to be on a host. So 127.0.0.1, the best place having on your own computer. So the 127.0.0.1 just, that's my host name, and that's the key. So you can consider it is my home, and it is the key of that, key of the lock of your home. So whenever you go to your host and ask and just use the same key, so that particular module or that particular home would be called, right? Okay, let's go ahead. I am just creating a server, simple JavaScript function, just having two things. Because if you are talking about this server, the basic thing what you are having in any of the server, one is request by which you are asking something, and second thing is response by which you get something inside it, tagged with it. So request and response. The response dot right head. Inside it, what I am doing, into the big words, what I am doing, I am writing into the header of the response, but into the lower terms. In the homes, whatever home you are having, it must be having the key hole with that. So if just anyone comes and just pull the back, so you see inside the key that who is going to come in. That's the same thing. So what I am going to write, I am just writing inside the header that text plain as a content type going to come inside it, right? And what I am going to write in the body of the response, I am writing hi, I am just running on the node.js. How it looks? Simple, easy. Let me run it.
So what is 200? What is that 200?
Yes, here 200, that is the state of it. Means whenever you are here just writing, that's my content type. So in just any of that HTTP server, we are having the 4 state. That is the 100, 200, 300 and the 400. Just 200 means it is ready to be executed, and the 400 means you already got the response. So it is just a typical indication what we are going to send onto the client side.
So it's a standard HTTP code, which means that
like 404.
the response is okay. 404 is not
404 is the P, not
That's the only thing I have seen.
So we are going to execute our first node server. So now my server is running on the localhost 8124. So it is HTTP server. So I have to request it via the HTTP protocol. So let's open any of the HTTP client here. So Google Chrome is my HTTP client. You are done? We haven't compiled anything. We haven't put some jars just like this servlet.javascript or something like that. So how it looks?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So you have a method called node.end or something.
Yes, node.end.
So is it like a buffer is written only single time? Once the response is committed, you cannot open the stream again and write a response. Let's say I have a last chunk of bytes to be sent.
Yes,
so
yes.
how that could be handled? Like
Yes, yes. The large
Okay, so your question is like, could I open a stream outside, an output stream? Yeah, definitely you can do that. See, basically what is happening over here is that I first have written to the header, then I cannot change it. Because the moment I will change the whatever I have written to the header, then it will give me a problem. Because what you are indicating over there is the success state or the failure state, and then you are indicating the content type, right? So if you want to open up a byte, say if you want to open up a buffer and you want to write to an output stream, say you want to write you want to let the user download a big file. So for that, the buffer facilities are there. We are not discuss that.
okay, just wanted to know, like we have specified in right hand, we have specified content type equal to text plain, right? And we only have a single object here response. So that's what I wanted to know because I have went through that particular aspect that we don't have any such facility to directly get the buffer out of that response object. So that is why I wanted to know.
No, there are a couple of ways of it. In our next example, I'll just show you. Okay.
Bring back that screen of the code.
The code screen, please.
Yeah. Can you just tell me, this is the where HTTP equal to require module HTTP. So can you elaborate on that? What all